Natalie Bennett's got into trouble a number of times now in interviews. Is that because the Green policies are nonsense, or she's not up to it?
Well, I think it's a different reason. I think it's actually because we are pushed more, possibly, than other parties.
Really?
On the numbers. I think that a lot of people think our policies are untested, which isn't true, actually, because they're tested in other countries. I think it's, we do get a degree of scrutiny, I think, that's more than the other political parties. I haven't seen tough interviews yet on other parties' manifestos, so I look forward to those.
Well, we haven't had all the manifestos yet, but we've certainly had tough interviews on spending plans. I hope, and I've done them myself. But I mean, let's just take the big picture. Would the Greens overall tax the British people more?
Probably, yes. But you see, I think well, I don't know, because I haven't got our manifesto yet. We're a democratic party, and our manifesto had to go through our conference procedure, and so we won't know until 2 or 3 weeks exactly what the content would be.
I mean, basically, you think the state should be bigger and it should be spending more, so you need to tax people more.
I certainly think it should be bigger than it is at the moment. I think what the Tories have done is actually destroyed our society in many ways, and I think they've made life much harder for vulnerable people. And I think it's a common misperception that people aren't prepared to pay their tax. I personally like paying tax, first of all because it means I earn enough to pay it, and secondly, drink?
Yeah.
Are you offering now?
No,
because that would be wonderful. Yeah, of course.
Do you ever buy duty free?
Well, I don't go abroad very much, I'm afraid.
But if you do go abroad, would you?
I probably would.
That's the sort of tax avoidance, isn't it?
Well, tax avoidance perhaps, but perfectly legal, unfortunately. The point is, most
tax avoidance is perfectly legal.
Most people, though, I think, understand that their taxes go towards paying for a better society. That if you want roads and you want the NHS and you want police, you have to pay for them somehow, and so that's where our taxes go.
Do you want roads? I thought the Greens were against roads.
Personally, I would like to see fewer roads. That's absolutely true. I think that we don't put enough into public transport. We don't put enough into the railways. I mean, that's a Green Party manifesto, probably, in our manifesto now, renationalisation of the railways.
Because as I understand it, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, as I understand it, the essential difference of what the Greens are saying at this election compared to all the other parties is that you are opposed to growth. So that basically it would be a fairer society, it would be a cleaner society, but it would be a poorer society. Well,
not necessarily, because some green measures actually save you money and won't mean. For example, we would like to see more houses insulated through the state, through the government. We'd like to see people actually have cheaper electricity because they're using solar panels on their houses. Sometimes going green can be cheaper for you, and it makes much more sense. When we talk about growth, what we're saying is you have to understand we have limited resources. And so if you grow in one area, you've got to shrink in another, because we cannot go on expanding.
And as far as the leadership is concerned, is there any thought of maybe putting up someone else as a spokesman?
That's not how we run. We're a democratic party. Natalie got elected. I think she's due to come up again for re-election in September. I'm sure she'll stand again. And there might be people who stand against her.
No, but I mean, for example, the broadcaster's still proposing 2 debates in which the Greens would take part. Do you think she is the best representative the Greens can have in
She's our leader, and therefore she has to do the debates. Quite honestly, she has done thousands of interviews, and most of them are superb. Occasionally she has a bad one, but I'd rather have somebody like her, who is a good leader.
You could do it, or Caroline Lucas could do it. I mean, you know, there's not a shortage. I mean, you used to have 8 leaders, I seem to remember.
We used to have a lot.
The Speaker of the Greens.
All very talented as well. No, I think that having...
We remember him,
Yes. He was a Tory as well, wasn't he?
Well, he was a Green Speaker at one stage.
And a football player. I mean, you can't hold everything against him.
Sports commentator,
But having somebody like Natalie who believes in what she's saying, she's honest and straightforward, but she had an off day today, well, that's better than having somebody slick and smooth who doesn't believe a word they're saying. And I think the other political parties have people like that, and they wouldn't fit in the Green Party, I'm afraid.
OK, Lady Jones, thank you very much. Thank you.